Liverpool and Newcastle had a habit of producing some spectacular matches. In successive seasons, Liverpool had beaten the Geordies by 4-3 in two of the most dramatic encounters the English Premier League had ever seen. For this one, Liverpool were without Paul Ince, who was suspended, and Robbie Fowler, who was injured. German international Karl-Heinz Riedle came in to partner Michael Owen up front. Steve McManaman returned for the Reds and was given the captaincy in Ince's absence. Newcastle had injury problems too. Warren Barton and Rob Lee were out, so Nilberto Solano and Dietmar Hamann came back into the side, while Alan Shearer took over as skipper. It was only the second time that Newcastle had been able to pair Shearer with Duncan Ferguson, so goals were on the cards. Your match commentator is Martin Tyler.
Stephen Lodge gets the game underway. A return fixture at St James's Park in August, and Newcastle fell prey to a Michael Owen hat-trick. But here is a chance straight away as Ferguson's shot is turned away by David James. And what an explosive start that would have been. Shearer and Ferguson linking up. Shearer's header, Ferguson's first. Here's Riedle keeping the German connection, and Berger's shot, which was deflected, a scrambling save. Xavi, Shearer, Xavi continuing the run, a tremendous ball back to him by Shearer, but the shot not quite so tremendous. But he's been fouled here by Hamann, who was shown the yellow card. Hamann, for which the German was booked, and he's very crestfallen.
Substitution for Liverpool, Steven Gerrard.
It's an opportunity for Steven Gerrard, who's only 18. And Shearer, Gary Speed, who's excellent in the air, is part of a four-man Newcastle strike force going in. And Solano! He's drilled it past David James, and Newcastle United lead at Anfield in the 29th minute. And a really power-packed goal from the Peruvian. Mock feint of surprise. It certainly shocked Liverpool. It delighted the Newcastle travelling band. Well, the free kick was only partially cleared. And it ran to Solano off the foot of Shearer, who made it difficult for Bab. And it simply flew past David James. But while we're concentrating on that, Stephen Lodge has seen another offence by Hamann. One can only assume because of the reaction. He's got a second yellow card, the German. So delight turns to despair at the moment. Headed by Riedle, misjudged by Howie. Owen! Well, he's done untold damage to Newcastle in a short time. It was a real sight of goal for him. Ferguson looking for support. It comes from Gary Speed. Good work by Newcastle against. And the shot was deflected. Good handling by Given, because any sort of fumble and Owen would have come in to pick up the pieces. Exactly what he was aiming to do and accomplished it. Hegam's cross. In goes Riedle! Well, he thinks he didn't get the last touch. Half with 10 men, but at half-time at Anfield they do lead Liverpool by 1-0. David Thompson is on for Steven Gerrard, who was only on briefly as substitute for Steve McManaman. Here's Berger. Change with a change of his own. Staunton trying to drop it through for Redknapp. Great defending by Shearer, but Michael Owen takes it on. Well, I think Shay Given got something on this one. That's certainly the reaction from those behind the goal, and the referee has in fact changed his mind. Thompson with the corner. Well, Owen's on hand. It was Hegem, I think, who had the first shot. And again, there are some perplexed Liverpool's expressions. Not sure if that was an intentional style of corner. It came low to Hegem. Given couldn't hang on. Owen was in there in a flash.
30, Andreas Andersson replaces number 20,
Duncan Ferguson reached Björneby. Picks out Carragher. Well, it was a cool cross from Newcastle's away record, generally not inspiring too much confidence. But here's Andreas Andersson. Out comes James. Andersson has scored. And the 10 men lead by 2-0. Only one previous away win in the league this season, and that was way back in September at Coventry. And now, despite being a man down, they have the cushion of a second goal. And Andersson picked his way through some tentative defending round the goalkeeper, and he just managed to ease it back in. Well, that's a substitution that has worked for Newcastle. If Ferguson came off, maybe injured. But Andreas Andersson, who's never quite done himself justice, the Swede who played so well against England in that European qualifier earlier this season. But Thompson teed up here. He's crashed it wide, and Liverpool faltering under the burden of expectation, really. The fact that the goal for the taking then. Carragher has a crack. Oh, and it is deflected in. Owen. Given's resistance is broken. Not the tidiest of goals, but certainly a timely goal for Liverpool. Carragher's shot going wide, but Michael Owen got a touch for his 14th of the season. Riedle into Newcastle territory. Bounces off Howie for Hegem, who sets off at pace and gets beyond Howie. Oh, Riedle! Well, claimed for handball this time by Newcastle. But not given. The goal is given. Karl-Heinz Riedle is the scorer. They are level. Hegem sped away. Now, was that a strike on the arm? It was certainly a strike into the back of the net from the German. Look, there. That's what Newcastle were angry about. Stephen Lodge raced away, having signalled the goal. Riedle turned away in a certain amount of relief, as well as celebration. Hegem. And Given turns it over from Riedle's header. The goalkeeper working overtime. But Liverpool have got the range now, they've got the bit between their teeth. Newcastle funnel back. Hegem crosses. Riedle trying to rise. That's a great piece of defending. Able to get to that now. Liverpool have used all their substitutes. Riedle was going to go off and has joined those in the centre, realising a cross was coming in. Another deflection! And another goal for Michael Owen! And Liverpool have turned it all around here. 2-0 down. They are 3-2 in front. And it's Owen who demoralises Newcastle United yet again. Now Riedle was a reluctant participant there in the centre, but the ball broke to Redknapp. Owen's touch there against the post. He didn't stop and admire that, he followed it in. And for all the gallantry of Newcastle United, the handicap of playing with 10 men for so long is proving to be too great. Charbel, good interception by Berger. Patrick Berger can take it on. Here he goes, and it was Patrick rather than Hat-trick, which was on the mind of the player with the ball. But Riedle, outcomes given. Riedle still going. And Liverpool have surely won it now. 6 minutes left. Sammy Lee joins in the rejoicing. And Karl-Heinz Riedle, who probably would have gone off if Gerard Houllier got another substitute to use, stayed on and had the strength and the stealth to pick away past the gallant Gibbon. And after a long time without a Premier League goal at Anfield, today Karl-Heinz Riedle has got 2. Liverpool have 4. Pearce on the prowl. Oh, Georgiadis, and well, if he hit it a bit better, it would have been another 4-3 between these two sides at Anfield. But it finishes 4-2 in Liverpool's favour, and that's been another dramatic story against the club from the northeast. 2 goals each from Michael Owen, and Karl-Heinz Riedle led the comeback from being 2-0 down. Solano in the 29th minute, and straight after that the sending off of Harman, a pivotal moment in the match despite the great goalkeeping of Shay Given. It's Liverpool 4, Newcastle United 2.
That Liverpool-Newcastle fixture never disappoints. Newcastle's fans weren't quite as distraught as they had been when they all but lost the title at Anfield. But Liverpool's fans were ecstatic at coming from behind once more. What exactly did Newcastle have to do to record a win at Anfield? The result didn't have too much bearing on the title race, though. Both clubs were in transitionary periods and finished 7th and 13th respectively. But once again, they'd entered